Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick of Texas had an absolutely genius idea for us to fix the issue of mass shootings. Check it out.
We may have to look at the design of our schools moving forward and retrofitting schools that are already built. And what I mean by that is there are too many entrances and too many exits to our over 8,000 campuses in Texas. Over 8,000 campuses. There aren't enough people to put a guard at every entrance and exit. You would be talking 25, 30, 40,000 people. But if we can protect a large office building or a courthouse or any major facility, maybe we need to look at limiting the entrance and the exits into our schools so that we can have law enforcement looking at the people who come in one or two entrances.
Door control. We need door control in this country. You know, you would think that these guys would be maybe a little careful to not, you know, become a viral sensation for saying something so mind-numbingly stupid. But no, you know, this is a guy who also apparently blamed the shooting somehow on abortion. I don't know how. Oliver North blamed it on Ritalin and, you know, violent movies and TV shows and video games. So really what you're looking at is just a giant campaign of obfuscation and deflection. Blame everything except the easy availability of weapons. And that allows them to protect their NRA donors, the money that they get from the NRA, because that's what this really boils down to. Guys, over 90% of the country wants a universal background check on gun purchases. Over 90%. Somehow we still don't get the policy. It's because these guys take money from the NRA. Now, obviously, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, we're talking about somebody who's specifically in the state of Texas here, but at the federal level, the Republicans are swimming in NRA money. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, you go issue for issue, and Americans are pretty reasonable on this stuff. And it's not just, you know, the overall numbers. It's not just the Democratic numbers. It's not just the independent numbers. Even your average Joe Republicans, and even your average Joe NRA member. The problem isn't even the membership of the NRA. The problem is the leadership of the NRA, because they're bought by gun makers. So when you talk to average Joe NRA people, they're like, yeah, universal background checks. When you talk to average Joe Republicans, they're open to other ideas. It's like 60% of the country that wants a ban on high-capacity magazines. You know, people want to treat guns more like cars and have testing and things of that nature. So why are they? That's so stupid. That's so stupid. Door control. I mean, come on, man. See, what happened is they looked at this shooting. They saw that this school in particular had 2 armed guards, and somebody still went in there and shot 10 people dead. So, okay, it's hard to talk about, oh, we need guards. Well, you had guards, and not much happened. Not much worked. There's nothing that prevented it. So it's like their main out was taken away. So then what do? I don't know, the door control or something? The United States has more guns than any other developed country on Earth. We also have more mass shootings. That's not a coincidence. That's what happens when you have more guns. Where there are more guns, there is more violence. That's what a Harvard meta-analysis showed. So that doesn't mean you ban guns. That's not what I advocate for by any stretch of the imagination. But it does mean you do basic gun reform that everybody can get behind, where you try to protect the rights of law-abiding citizens, but at the same time, try to keep the weapons out of the hands of people who shouldn't have them. That radical idea. And also try to limit the size of the magazines. So, but no, instead of having that conversation, we have idiots talking about door control.